Okay everyone, so I have the network switch completed there. So I'm going to try and video this as best as I can. I have to clean this ladder, so here we go. So hopefully one's jump on here to demonstrate what I've done in the last couple of hours. Okay, so here I have designed my own little switch to switch between the cables here, the network cables for the Wi-Fi for the house. So what I'm using here is two relays. So these are toggle relays, so there's not exactly power sitting on them at the minute. So yeah, so the plan was it was very difficult to get a signal on the shade for the YouTube videos. So what I've done here is basically switching between the cable coming off BT's line. Way over there. So I'm going to demonstrate switching this in a moment. But I can't do it now because I would knock the signal off. That's the problem. So the relays that I use, so I'm using BT's also enclosure, so they're not going to know, or Openreach even, they're not going to know that I have tampered with the line. But it's basically just the same line, only I have reverted the network out this way to the garage. So now I get full signal in the garage for my YouTube videos, so I'm so happy that this went ahead here today. So what I have here is two relays switching the network, right? We have the network cable going to the house, the phone cable going to the house for router number 1. When I say router number 1, I'm using the same router, only I'm switching between the cables. So let's say I was to disconnect. Well, I'll go and get the socket here, because you don't know what I'm talking about until I show you. Hopefully the signal doesn't drop off in the garage. I've got the computer ready here to do that test. So here we have one socket, one master socket in the garage. There's another one in the house. But the problem is you can't have two of them on the same line because it affects your signal, the quality of your signal. So I tested it this morning with two of them on the line, and the upload speed was half of what it should have been. So I contacted BT, I think it was about a week ago today, and I asked them, can I have another socket on the main phone line? They told me you can only have two on the one line, which sort of makes sense. But what I done today is I created my own switch to switch between the two different sockets. So I'm going to demonstrate it working in a moment. It's all electrical. It's not me going up and flicking a switch. So this is the one in the garage, as I say. So I will bring the router out and set it on this stainless this ledge here in a moment. But first I want to sort of discuss the switch on the outside again. So I will use the computer here to demonstrate the signal quality. At the minute I'm running off this booster, right? But the problem with the booster is, do you see this light's orange, right? The router in the house is, this is what this is running off, really, right? So I'm trying to get the signal the whole way down here, right? I'll walk down here. Hopefully it doesn't cut out. So the whole way down to where that light is and that camera is, I'm trying to get the signal for the YouTube videos. But the problem is, it's just too far. So this is why I contacted BT 1 week ago. And, well, there should be no more problems now with the live streams, as I say. But I'm just going to wait for once to jump on there so I can discuss this further. So here we have a master socket for it's Openreach. So we have, it's a 5C type socket. There's another one in the house. So if we look out here in the pole outside, see that foam wire, not the electric one. You can only have one of those sockets on that line. If you have two on it, you can still get signal, but the signal becomes interfered with. That's the problem. So I'm going to go up to the thing I made today now, and then you can see what I've done. It works really well. I'm going to demonstrate it too, right? So this is the Openreach enclosure. If somebody walks up the road now, they're going to think I'm mad because I'm talking loud, but here we have the Openreach enclosure, right? So what I have done is I have inserted two relays, my wee circuit just. So hopefully this phone stays in view. So see these wires going on here? These batteries is only here for demonstration, right? So what I can do now is I can reverse the polarity to both of those relays. So the coil of the relays is in parallel, right? So if I reverse the polarity, so red is for the house, black to red is for the garage. So if I do that now, I'll lose use, okay? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for ones to come on first, and then I'm going to switch over to mobile data, and I'm going to show you the thing working. I'm going to bring the router out to the garage. So again, we have two relays, single pole, double throw. So the double throw is required, right? Because I'm switching between this cable going into the house and this cable going out to the garage. Okay, but you're probably thinking, why didn't I just disconnect the socket in the garage if it's interfering with the house and keep doing that? It doesn't work if you disconnect it, because the cable actually interferes with the network itself if you have a tap off, believe it or not. So that's the problem. The twisted pair cable, this cable going out to the garage, also interferes with the network going into the house. So basically what you have to do is you have to disconnect it here at where the line comes in. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm using these relays. So there's no electrical magnetic interference. There's none of that there here, EMF, because these relays are toggle relays. They're not active. They're not energized when they're sitting in a state. Like say if I want to switch this over to the garage now, they are not energized. They're toggle between the different positions. So position this side or position this side. So again, we have one line coming in from the pole. Usually that would have went straight down to the house, right, into way over under. It's far away, like the garage is way over there past the van, and that's why the signal keeps dropping out when I'm doing my YouTube videos. But this little device now will work. So I contacted BT 1 week ago, and BT says to me, you can't do nothing about it. You can't have two sockets on the one line. And I was thinking, why not? But then I trialed it, I tested it yesterday, and they're actually right, it doesn't work. So if BT now comes along and sees this inside this enclosure, they'll probably never have seen anything like it ever. So what I do now, right, if I want to switch to the house, I would have the red wire. So if you look at this plug, I have it adapted. I cut it so that I can reverse polarity going onto these relays. Okay, I'm not going to demonstrate it yet because the live stream has only started and I don't want to mess up a live stream. But here is the cable from the pole, and here's the cable out. So the cable out, the one seen here, is a genuine BT cable that I purchased. The relays are toggle relays. So it's basically just switching the polarity to get them to change over between the two different positions. So again, I'm just going to go back down to the garage, and then I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to get the route. So at the minute, I'm running off this booster, right? But as you can see, right, it's orange, and like see where that wimble is? There, that's where the router is in the corner of the house. And the problem is the signal drops when I'm in the garage, and it's so annoying. That just ruins all the live streams. So here we go. I'll turn the lights on here. So here we have number 2. This is the one. So this one's probably about, I don't know, 30 meters away from the other one, right? Well, it's not 30 meters, about between 20 and 25. And the problem is this house is an old house. It's got big stone walls, and the signal just does not come through the walls. And see that garage, the whole way down that white car is, that's where I work when I'm doing my live streams, where I'm powder coating. And no, it's not a bomb, but I will demonstrate it working in the moment. It works really well. I just want to give a discussion on why I done it first. So this is number 2. Number 1's in the house. I'm going to call this socket 2. This is the one that I will be using from now on when I'm doing my live streams. Okay. The garage is probably 30 meters long. So if you can imagine, I'm trying to take a signal, right, from the house way over the end of that wall is where the router is, and I'm boosting it to here. Well, I'm picking the signal up here and then I'm boosting it further, okay? The Wi-Fi signal. And it's just useless, and it's just jumping about. I don't know what it's doing at the moment there because I don't see until I watch the live stream back, if I ever do watch them back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give a wee final discussion here on this. So the batteries are only there for this demonstration, right? The relays themselves are single pole double throw, right? And I could have used one double pole, but I didn't have one. So the batteries are 4.5 volts, the relays are 6. It switches them, it does the job, but in the future, this Saturday is important because the video that I will be doing will be the powder coating of the e-bike hub testing station. And that's the oven that I built at the far end of the... See where the cameras are way over there? I don't know if I can zoom in here. See them cameras way over there? That's where my powder coating oven is. And the router is over there at that wall, near that windmill. And this house is all stone walls, and the signal is just terrible at times. So, what do we see? The powder coating oven's away over there, and let's say when I'm powder coating and interference, it's just too much interference, and the signal drops off, and it's just so annoying, as I've mentioned. So, what we have here now, right, is a cable going to router number 1. When I say router number 1, I will use the same router on this line. But the problem is, right, before, when this was I teed into this line, this cable affects the signal, the network. Okay, so say this cable here was connected directly to this, which it was, using these little connectors placed by Openreach. Now I've done away with them and I've soldered all the connections directly to the relays, as you can see. So hold on a minute, there's a cable just popped out there. I'll get that back in. There's another one popped out. So for this live stream, it's not really that important. But anyway, we have 2 relays, and we're switching between this cable, this cable. I'm going to demonstrate it now, right? But I'm going to switch over to my mobile data first, because I don't want to drop out here. Right, okay, I can't connect to the mobile data. I want to see why. Because I have flight mode on. So if you stop out there, you might come back on. I'm going to flick over to the data here now. So I have mobile data running, right? So you might see like I don't know if you see a flicker, you might see things going fuzzy. But what I'm going to demonstrate here now is flicking over to the garage. So you'll hear one click, and when you hear that one click, this phone cable will be connected to here and disengaged from this point. This cable is no longer in the network, and that's what we want, because if this cable was going down to the switch, or sorry, the socket, port 1, if that was going down to where the hub used to be, which it will be when I'm not working in the garage, the cable itself also affects the... Don't say the B word. No, I didn't say a B word. So what I'm going to do now, right, I'm going to switch over and see how it goes here. I didn't say no B word. Right. So black to red and red to black. So this is going to drop out, right? Hopefully the mobile data holds up here. So listen to the click. Disconnect again. Okay, so it did drop off there. So I'm now on the mobile data, right? So we're going to go back to the garage again. So the wee circuit, the wee changeover circuit, the network switch, the custom network switch is now connected to this. Okay, so this is now the master switch of the house. Or sorry, the master socket. I don't know why. What do we see with this camera standing? So hopefully these are still there, because again, this is a demonstration of the network, so it might be dropping in and out now because I am running the mobile data now. So what I'm going to do now, right, is I'm going to go and get the router in the house, because it's not being used at the minute. First things first, are you still there, like? Because I can't really tell. Right, I'm away to get the router. Okay, so I've got the router here now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up here on the side so I'm not blocking the camera. So the alarm's beeping because we have no Ethernet cable going to the hub. So this, I think, goes pink or green, and then it goes blue. And then I'm going to switch back over to the Wi-Fi. So here we go. This is risky, so I have to wait for this to go blue now, right? I'm gonna turn the lights off. So the eye signal here in this area is crap. The mobile data. Alright, okay. I understand, Dr. Left Hand 3, I don't see the comments. So it's green now, but I close it now. I better not close the door. I'll just, we're waiting for this to go blue, right? So the alarm's beeping in the background because the router's removed from the sitting room. So it's green now, it'll go blue in a moment, hopefully, if my switch is working well here. So I should point out, I had the two sockets on the same line, but the problem was the upload speed very low, was half what it should have been, and the download speed was also affected. So we're orange now. But I got that on there. Should be going blue. There we go. So I'm going to switch over to Wi-Fi now, right? So the booster out now outside, what do we see? I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi on again. So just give me a minute. It might jump. So I'm connected. Okay. Okay, so we dropped off there. Okay, so we dropped off there. So what do we see? What do we see here? We dropped off. There's not much we can do if it's let me try and go back out here. I just don't understand. Should I not be getting signal here? Right. Anyway, hopefully this stays connected. It should. I want to see the colours in this booster. Blue. Maybe it just took a wee minute there, but hopefully it doesn't disconnect there. So I can go up and give a discussion, explanation on this. So the hub is now in the garage, right? And the hub in the house, it's removed, but the socket's still there and it's still wired up, okay? So here we have this, hopefully it doesn't drop off again, but here we have the network cable going into the house. So phone cable going into the house. Now we have the one going into the... So if I cut this, you would still be able to hear me nice and clear because I'm now running through the opposite side of my switch. So let's say now I want to change back over to the house Obviously in the future I will wireless up properly down into the bedroom or something. I'm not sure if I'll take it to the living room or the bedroom, or I might be handier with a cable going down into the house. It's only low voltage anyway. So at the minute there should be, well, there is no electrical or EMF signals because the coils are not energized. They're just sitting on a latch state. There's a big lorry passing here, so what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to switch back over to the house when this lorry passes. But I have to turn my mobile data on again. And I also have to take the router back from the garage to the house. So I am going to lose these again. So what we have again, for anybody that just jumped on, we have two relays switching between this network. So the phone cable coming in from the pole there. And we have everything nice and soldered and all that. So what if I want to switch to the house now, I would go red to red and black to black. If I want to switch to the garage, I would go black to red, red to black. Okay. So I'm going to switch the mobile data on again. So what do we see if I turn this on? So I'm going to disconnect the Wi-Fi in a minute when these cars pass it. Okay. So if I disconnect the Wi-Fi now, you know what? I'll go back onto the router. Hold on. I'll show you the colour first. It's hard to get everything. It's very hard to get everything here. Right, so that's blue, right? Needs to be blue. So if I go back out here now and switch over, you will see the hub dropping out. So hold on a minute there. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the house again, and then I have to. So what I see if I can do this without dropping my phone. So you hear the click, red to red this time. Okay, I'm going to try and get this into view here. It's a bit difficult to trying to do this with one hand. So listen for the click. Oh, hold on, I never turned mobile data on. Mobile data's on. Okay, so listen for the click. So this is low voltage. So this is now energizing the two relays. So single pole, double throw. Here we go. Okay. So I says there before you'll drop off and you did. Which is obvious. But I'm gonna go back to the garage now. And I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm now running on mobile data. One to the router and here. And that is now pink. So that's telling me there's a bad line. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this back into the house and I'm going to demonstrate again. Okay, so I'm going to set this on the stand. And I'm going to take this away. I'll put it in the house. So this line, this socket up in the wall here now is disengaged. It's useless. It's not doing nothing. Because the switch is doing what it's meant to do. So I'll try and take this phone out here on the stand. What do we see now? If I get this up on the wall that I'm working at. Oh. So I'm going to take the router into the house. Okay, so I have to tilt this a minute. So we're back in 2 seconds. I'm going to connect the alarm system up again because it's beeping. Nearly done. Okay. So what colour is this thing here? Now red, right? So I have to wait for us to go blue before I can change over to the Wi-Fi in the house, which is away over in that corner. Just give me a wee minute here and I'll switch back over. For these two. Let me see if I go on here. Oh, I forgot to do a flipping speed test. Might do it again. I might do it again. I'll explain this again. Okay, so for anyone that jumped on today, I made a network switch to switch between the garage and the house. So when I'm doing my live streams, I get full signal on the garage. So this Saturday, I plan to be powder coating one of the projects, and I want a good signal. So I had to come up with a plan here because BT says you can't have two sockets on one line. So today I put two sockets on the one line using the special network switch here. So I'm just waiting for the signal, the Wi-Fi to come back on. Scared to switch over in case it's not on. So it's blue now, right? While I risk it, I need to check the router in the house. It's bound to be on by now, right? So I'm going to switch back over. What do I see? I'll go up here first. That is a comment there, and there's a comment there, and it's very immature, but it's hidden. It's not hidden by me. It's hidden by, I don't know. Anyway, so that's people trying to run you down, run your YouTube down by giving you. It's not any comment about the work. It's just immature, like child play. But anyway, so what I've done today here is I have created a network switch to switch between the garage and the house. The batteries, that's only there for the demonstration here of placing this plug into the socket. So I'm going to flick over to the Wi-Fi here, right? I'm currently on my mobile data. So hopefully I don't lose these. Might, oh dear. Okay, so it's on mobile data. Sorry, I had to take a screenshot there. Okay, so it's now running on the mobile data and not the router in the garage. Or sorry, not the router in the house. So what I'm going to do now again is I'm going to go back into the garage, right? And I'm going to switch over for the final time. I'm going to place the camera on the stand. I am going to check the speed. I had to take a screenshot there. What was left? It was like, I don't know if it was left by an 8-year-old, but it's some guy called Russell trying to throw the live stream off it out. Right, so I'll turn the lights on. I'm going to go in the house and get the router here. So the live stream was running off this a couple of minutes ago, but now it's running off the mobile data and the alarm system is beeping in the background. So I'm going to plug this in first to the mains, and then I'm going to plug it on up there to socket number 2, master socket number 2. So here we go. We have to wait for it to go blue. So this is the second time I've tried this. I'll turn the light off. I'm also going to do a test on the computer here. So it's green at the minute. Because I've got my customized network switch in the circuit, this will go blue. But as I say, you can't have two sockets on the one line, two master sockets. So we have to wait for this to go blue and I'll switch over. So I'll just show that, right, with this computer. Network. Looks like you're not getting to the internet, right? So wait there a minute till I get this set up. Gonna do a speed test here, still not connected. So it's orange, right? Wait for that to go blue. So once it goes blue, it'll be connected. The laptop will be connected. And I will connect the phone again, because the mobile data is poor in this area. So this will benefit all my projects, and hopefully you will be able to see the quality of the projects much better than all this buffering. So here we go. We're now connected. So I'm going to do a check here on Google. Google Maps. What? Put the camera on the stand a minute there. I'm trying to use one hand. So the beeping noise is the alarm system. It's not connected to the network because there's no Ethernet cable going from there to the alarm at the moment. Don't know what's going on this computer. Okay, so what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to switch back over to the Wi-Fi on the phone, because I've obviously got Wi-Fi in the garage here. So here we go.